Hi, Capricorn. Welcome to your love and romance reading for August 2022. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. A lot of people like to check out their Venus sign when it comes to love and romance. So in the love readings, I always include Venus energy. If you're new to my channel, I do daily messages, weekly messages, where I talk about everything other than love. Once a month, I do a romance reading, and that's what this is here. So hopefully you guys can check out the other readings on my channel too. But this one is going to be focusing on love and romance for Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Venus. One more shuffle. Let's get right on into it, my darlings. And move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card we have coming up here for the Capricorn Collective is the Eight of Swords. This can come up in a couple of different ways, okay? And I have to tell you, my understanding of the Eight of Swords, I've noticed there's been a change with the way it's been coming up in readings and the way that my guides are bringing it into my readings. Those of you who follow my channel, you've heard me talk about Eight of Swords, about being careful what we're attracting. That we might be in a situation where we feel like it's really stuck, we feel very powerless, we want someone to come in and help us, and that we need to be cautious, because when we're in that energy attracts energy and like attracts like. So best case scenario, we attract somebody who feels very helpless and is looking to us to get them out of a bad situation, and then we feel frustrated because it's like we feel like everything is always on our shoulders. We speak up, we say something, they're like, what do you mean, Capricorn, you always leave it on my shoulders? And you're like, what? And there could be this conflict in this way. Or worst case scenario, it attracts like an opportunistic kind of person who's coming in to take advantage of the situation. You guys have heard me say this in the past. However, lately I've noticed this card's been coming up a lot in a situation where there's someone involved and they're very like possessive of you. Like they don't want anybody else to have you, and they may feel very insecure. Like they may just kind of feel like you're going to meet somebody better, or that you can do better than them, and they may be resorting to some tactics to try to kind of, in their mind, in their logic, set some kind of trap or some kind of a plan, so like they can have you, and like you're not going to leave them, you're not going to get away. If this resonates with you, be careful and be cautious, right? You might be dealing with an insecure person who just does not want to lose you and is trying to find ways of holding on to you, or limiting how much access other people have to you. It could, in some cases, be harmless, and in some cases, it's far worse than that. You have to listen to your intuition if that aspect of the card is resonating with you, and you have to act wisely, right? It may be better to, step away and distance yourself from that person, and not continue a relationship if there's somebody who just feels very threatened by everybody that you talk to. Sometimes lately I've been seeing that kind of vibe with the Eight of Swords. There may just be someone who feels very insecure, and like everybody in your life is a threat because you're giving them attention, or whatever it might be. Like they might be really wanting to keep you to themselves. Sometimes it could also be like someone who's looking for like a dominant, submissive kind of situation here in the bedroom primarily. I don't know, maybe some of you are feeling that way, feeling that vibe. Maybe you're curious about that kind of thing, or maybe there's somebody that's approaching you and wanting to like get you into it. I'll just say this, my dears, just be like to each his own. You guys know how I am. I always say, as long as everyone involved is consenting adults of legal age, and consenting, and nobody's getting hurt, then you do you do your thing. But just be cautious if you're doing something like where there may be certain equipment that's being introduced, or anything having to do with restraints. You don't want to get into that kind of thing unless you really know somebody well, right? I wouldn't recommend that some random stranger online is like, hey, you want to try it? And you don't even know who this person is. And you're like, yeah, sure. I would not recommend that. Okay. So if it is something that you're curious about, or somebody is kind of getting you interested in it or curious about it, exercise caution, right? Exercise caution. Don't put yourself in risky situations with people that you don't know or that you don't trust. But sometimes there can be that aspect of the Eight of Swords when it comes to love. There could be a power dynamic here. Now, Capricorn, some of you might be breaking out of a cycle where in your love life you've noticed a cycle where you deal with people who are kind of overbearing or controlling, right? Like you start dating somebody and all of a sudden they're like they're all up in your business and they have all of these demands and all of these rules and they're trying to control everything, and you're like, nope, this one can go. I'm not dealing with it. So some of you might be coming out of this cycle or breaking out of this cycle of people who are kind of, trying to really cut you off from the rest of the world. The next card that's coming up here for Capricorn is the Chariot. See, look, you're breaking free. You're not about it. You're not feeling it. You don't want it. You want your freedom. This is a major arcana card. So major arcana cards tend to come up when it's a significant chapter in our life, a significant turning point. These are energies that are going to be around for a while when we have the major arcana cards coming up. And the Chariot could indicate some of you may be dealing with someone who has a Cancer placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you have a Cancer placement, there may be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life that are opening doors to love or benefiting or blessing your love life in some way. And this can be a card about movement and travel. Okay, some of you may be traveling or wanting to get a fresh start or like a clean slate. You may feel as though you're in a place where a lot has happened. Like maybe like you're in a really small town and you're like, I'm not into the online dating thing. I don't want to do the online dating thing. And there's just too much going on here. Too many people talking, too many, like exes and, this and that. And so some of you may be deciding to travel and try to meet people outside of your town if you're in a small town. Or you may be thinking to relocate for some of you. Some of you may be in a situation where you feel a relationship isn't gonna move forward until one of you moves. Okay? Like maybe you're in a long distance relationship and you're like, well, hopefully this person will come to me. Eight of Swords followed by the Chariot. I feel like this person may not want to come to your location. And the reason may be because they might feel like there's a lot of controlling energy there. They might feel like there's a lot of people who are involved. People aren't letting you do your thing. People aren't letting you breathe. People aren't letting you live your life. And they just feel like, well, if I come there, then they're going to do to both of us. Like, what's the point or what's the sense? And so some of you are feeling kind of like, well, I can't be with you. You have to come here. But this is not the best energy, right? This is not the best energy. This gives me the feeling in the sense that it's not if you are in that situation, it's not the distance that your friends and family have an issue with. They just might not want to see you move on and live your life. So like the next person, you might come across somebody who's local. They're going to find some kind of issue with it. There may be this thing of like not wanting to let you go or wanting to hold on to you. But the Chariot here is saying break free. Break out of it. Break free. Now, some of you are like in this mindset where you're scared to move forward with a person because you keep wondering, is this my person? Is this my soulmate? Is this the person I'm supposed to be with? And maybe you want to move on, but you're like, I'm scared to move on because what if this is who I'm supposed to be with, right? What if this is my twin flame? And those of you who watch my channel, you know what I've said about the twin flame. I do believe twin flames exist, but I do also believe that the concept is grossly misrepresented to us. And the twin flame is not about the happily ever after that people present to us. It's more of a spiritual partnership and a spiritual team, a spiritual mission. And so I think if most people understood what the twin flame really was, they wouldn't be trying to manifest a twin flame. They wouldn't be interested in it. Really, what they want at the end of the day is true love, somebody who's going to have eyes for them and only them, and vice versa. A relationship where you never lose that fire, you never lose the passion, you never lose the spark, and there's just this deep love. Like you're just in love, you stay in love, you're together forever. I think that's what most people want, right? And you will have that, and you can have that. But the Chariot card tells us that there's an element of free will here. Some of you have heard me say the Chariot card makes me think of the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson when he said, once we make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. And you're like, okay, angels, okay, guides, show me who I'm supposed to be with. Show me, am I supposed to live here or am I supposed to relocate? Is my soulmate here? Is my soulmate in another country? Is my soul, like, where is my soulmate? Tell me where I'm supposed to go. Tell me who I'm supposed to be with. And you might be feeling as if like your life is on hold until you figure this out. And you're asking your angels and guides to show you, to open the door, to make it fall into place. But the Chariot tells me that your life lesson right now, because maybe you've had many lives of powerlessness, or you have lived into this life feeling very powerless, your life lesson right now is to exercise your free will in your choice, to understand that you get to decide. You get to choose your person. You get to choose who you want to be with. You get to choose how your life is going to be. And your angels and guides are not allowed in this instance to override your free will. Your angels and guides in this instance are not allowed to pick your partner. Your angels and guides in this instance are not allowed to pick which door you're going to go through, but they're here to support you and back you up. So once you choose the door, they're on it. Okay, all right, you chose the door. We're here. We're supporting you. We're helping you. And they're going to help you with those transitions, with those changes. But when I see the Chariot, it tells me your lesson here is free will. And you get to choose. You get to decide if you want this relationship or if you want a different relationship. We have many, many soulmates, right? We even have, as when it comes to romantic soulmates, we even have many, many romantic soulmates. And some of you are so scared that you're going to choose the wrong person. But there is no wrong person here. Unless you're unhappy, unless you're miserable, that's the wrong person. But it's not like you're so, like you chose wrong in terms of like there's this one magical person. Your lesson here is free will. You get to choose. You get to decide. It's up to you. It's not up to fate in this instance. For a lot of you Capricorns, this is the life lesson here. That spirit is trying to teach you through love right now. The next card that's coming up here for you all, Capricorn, is the Ten of Pentacles. So once you decide that you want this stability, once you decide that you truly want commitment and longevity with someone, like you decide, nope, I want this. I want to be settled down. I want to, grow with a person. I want to invest with a person. You're going to establish that abundance. You're going to establish a comfortable life with that person. You're going to establish forever. But first, you need to make the decision within yourself that you want to have this, and you have to give yourself permission to have it. Because some of you have people that are holding you back, or making you feel guilty about moving on. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of you Capricorns, this Eight of Swords is the ghost of lovers past. It could be people that you're not even talking to anymore. But they did such a number on you during the breakup or during the rejection process that made you feel like you were just a terrible person. you're selfish, you're greedy, you don't care about anybody but yourself, blah, 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 blah. And really, what it came down to is a lot of you just dealt with people who couldn't control you, and they were very insecure, and they just like went off on you, and they turned it around like you're the bad person. And so now it's like you're waiting for this one magical person who's going to see your worth, who's not going to see you the way people saw you before, or the way people judged or criticized you before. And you have to see yourself as that way. And as soon as you do, your possibilities are opening up, your options are opening up, and you're attracting stability and security. And somebody who's coming in and looking to build with you, not coming in and looking at like, okay, Capricorn, what you got for me? What are you going to do for me? What are you going to buy me? How are you going to, show me off? No, this is someone who's coming in and they're ready to contribute. They're not looking for a sugar daddy or a sugar mama. They're not looking for a free ride. This is somebody who's ready to work, who's ready to create, who's ready to build with you. And this is long-term security, long-term commitment. This is like lifelong stuff. This is a legacy that you're able to leave behind for future generations. 10 of Pentacles is also a card of manifesting. Once you make the decision and know that you deserve to have it, you're going to see it manifesting. You're going to see it coming into your life. And you're going to say, wow, this is what I've been wanting. This is like, I've manifested this person. I've created this in my reality. And the 10 of Pentacles tells us this is very secure, very stable. Some of you are just longing for a person who's stable, right? That's another thing. A lot of you are breaking out of cycles of like people who just have taken out all of their issues on you. But this is someone coming in secure, stable. They're not taking issues out on you. So I feel safety, security, maturity. These are energies you're stepping into. These are energies that you're calling in. I feel also, Capricorn, that for a lot of you, you need to give yourself permission to be with who you want to be with, despite the opinions of others. Because some of you are in a situation where people are making you feel like they don't approve. They don't approve of your choice. They don't approve of this person or of this relationship. But 8 of Swords tells us at the end of the day, it's not even about your partner. It's not even about who you're choosing. They're going to disapprove whoever you choose because they don't want to let you go. So this is something that you need to remind yourself of and keep in mind here. It's more of a controlling thing. And so we have to be able to give ourselves permission to want what we want and to choose who we choose. You have a big life lesson here in free will and independence. I also feel this is a relationship, Capricorn, where the person you're dealing with, some of you it's going to take you some getting used to this person, because you may ask this person for advice. You may ask them for opinions. And they might kind of ask you questions back. And you might be like, well, does this person not care? Are they just throwing it off on me like whatever? They don't have an opinion at all, like I'm bothering them. You're not bothering them. They do care. But this is the kind of person that's coming in to love you with complete and total, like you have complete and total freedom. They're not going to come in and they're not going to tell you, Capricorn, I want your hair like this. Capricorn, you need to shave. Capricorn, I don't like you in this color. I want you in that color. They're not going to come in and give you those kinds of opinions. And when it comes to your life, they're not going to tell you what to do. They're not going to tell you if you should stay in that job or if you should quit or if you should, buy this thing or not buy this thing. They're going to ask you questions and they're going to try to help you get to the bottom of what you want. they're not shrugging it off. They're just trying to help you by asking you questions. They're trying to help you figure out, what do you want? This is someone who's coming in like, what do you want? And how can I help you with that? They're not coming in with expectations or demands. I also feel, Capricorn, that this is a very highly independent person. They don't need you financially. They don't need you to plug up or heal any emotional wounds or issues. Like, this is someone, they've done their work. They have their life together. They have their stuff together. And they want to be with you because they want to be with you, because they genuinely like you. And some of you have been so used to the power struggle, you don't know how to deal with this. So it might take some getting used to. And that's okay. Be patient with yourself through that process. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Six of Cups. Now, don't get mad at me. Don't come at me with your, pitchforks and your torches, because Six of Cups in a love reading can at times mean that we're dealing with someone from the past that's resurfacing or reconciling. Obviously, your angels and guides don't want you to go back to a terrible person. If you dealt with a terrible person and it was an unhealthy relationship, obviously your angels and guides don't want you with that person. If some of you have that kind of a person resurfacing, the only reason your angels and guides would allow that is so that you can get your closure and speak your truth and be done with that person, and they can learn that their lesson, that they don't get to have it like that. They don't get to behave that way and just come back and expect everything's going to be hunky-dory. It doesn't work that way. So if you do have a terrible toxic person resurfacing, it would just be for closure and to like officially, end it. Just no loose ends, no baggage, done, done, done. For other ones of you, it can be someone that they didn't have their life together, and now they have their life together, and they're like, look, I'm not looking at you to heal me, I'm not looking at you to be my bandage, I'm not looking at you to be my free ticket or my free ride. I have my stuff together, I want to be with you. There could be a resurfacing in this way. For some of you, this could be a childhood friend or a coworker that maybe you had caught their eye, but the timing wasn't right. Maybe you were in a relationship, they were in a relationship, the timing wasn't right, and now they're free and they're single, and they may be checking it up with you and like, hey, Capricorn, how have you been? What's going on in your life? Are you single by any chance? I'm single. Would you like to grab a coffee? Would you like to get dinner? There could be something in this way resurfacing. This could also just be sincere and genuine love, kindness, someone who's loving you without motives, without ulterior motives, without agendas, just true, innocent, sincere, genuine love. Next card that's coming up here is the Five of Cups. And so this is that overwhelming energy. Five of Cups can indicate disappointment, but we did say some of you have to release the ghost of lovers past, and for some of you, that's what the Five of Cups is. For other ones of you, it's getting used to this freedom and this independence, and realizing that, a healthy love is going to be someone that's going to let you make a lot of decisions on your own and just stand beside you. This could be really overwhelming for some of you, where you're tempted to kind of numb yourself. And the Five of Cups says, look, you've come a really long way. Don't give in to the temptation. Yes, it might be emotionally overwhelming, but don't give in to the temptation of numbing yourself or pushing down your feelings. Let yourself feel the feelings that are coming to the surface, and let them out and let them go. And if you feel overwhelmed by this love, let this person know, communicate. I still care about you. I still want to be in the relationship with you. I just feel really overwhelmed right now. And I need a little bit of a break. Or don't say break, because they might think that like you don't want to see them. But like, I need a little bit of time, right? I'm just really stressed out. There's a lot going on at work, whatever it might be. so that you're not pushing away this person, you're not sabotaging yourself, you're not shutting it down, but you're just slowing it down so you can catch your breath and process these big feelings that are coming to the surface, because you're going to have to get used to being loved like this. So I hope this was helpful, Capricorn. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. Sometimes those resonate more than the sun sign. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Also, don't forget to check out the weekly forecasts and the daily messages. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous August. Hope to see you in the dailies and weeklies. Take care and be well, my dears.